Hey guys, it's Michelle from Florida Keys Birding. So, I wanted to share this really amazing experience that I had on the night of October 19th this year during fall migration. So, this was just a couple of weeks ago. This I'll just tell you. So, I have it on the birdcast screen so you can see how many birds flew over that night that this happened. And I'm gonna let you hear a couple of audio clips of what I recorded when I went outside. So I went outside that night just to, check something outside. My daughter was telling me that she saw someone outside, blah, blah, blah. So I look outside and I'm like, oh, it's just a lady walking her dog, whatever. But I'm outside and I suddenly hear, like bird calls. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? So that night, there's a cold front passing through. Big cold front passing over us. Very strong cold front because obviously it made it all the way down to the Keys. So I'm like, why do I hear birds at night? You usually don't hear birds at night. Usually the only birds you hear are like owls or something. And it wasn't owls. It sounded like warblers. I was like, this sounds like warbler calls. Warblers are sleeping right now. There's no way that this is warblers. I was like, why am I hearing bird calls? And then I start hearing what sounds like painted buntings and indigo buntings. And I'm just like, all these other calls that I don't recognize. And I'm just like, what is going on? And then it hits me. I remember that I had read something at one time talking about that sometimes when there's a night of really, really high migration, you can go outside and listen and actually hear the birds flying over and calling. So I was like, oh, can this really be? So take a look. I was outside between maybe like 10:30 and 12 a.m. ish. So this was the night. Okay, this was the night, October 19th. And there was come to find out the next morning, there was about 2 million, almost 500 birds that were passing over my area when this was happening. I checked in the middle of, the night, that night, I checked around 10, 11, 12 a.m. whenever I was outside, and I could see there was look down here, you can see there's a big peak. So around the time I was outside, there was about 800,000 to around 800,000, almost 900,000 birds passing over at the time that I was outside. And so it makes sense because this was the peak that night. And look, around 11:10, there was 885,000 birds in flight. So, and this was our peak. And as you can see, this was our peak, close to our peak night. It was October, it looks like October 18th, and then October 19th. Yeah, these were kind of our biggest nights, as you can see here. So looking back in retrospect, so let's take a look. So I'm going to show you on eBird. This is the birds that I found the following day. So I recorded what I found because I was like, I know I'm not crazy. I know I heard this stuff, right? So, and I recorded it, so I'm going to let you hear it. But the next day I found a ruby-throated hummingbird, Cooper's hawk, short-tailed hawks, kestrel, catbird, tons of catbirds. The catbirds were off the hook. I mean, it went from maybe like one or two to they were all here. Same with the hummingbirds, the ruby-throated hummingbirds, they all were here. Brown thrashers, I saw a few of these, and this is not something I normally see ever here. I saw this white-crowned sparrow. These are all pictures I posted, and this was actually a really rare find for the Keys. It's not something that we see much. I also saw an ovenbird. Let's see, a couple of ovenbirds. There we go. I had to update the photos here. Okay, yeah, here's the ovenbirds that I saw. Common yellowthroats. This is one that I heard. I heard common yellowthroats. American redstart, Cape May warbler, northern parula, black-throated blue warbler, palm warblers. They were here in the droves that morning. They went from none to many, many, many. Indigo buntings. There was quite a few that morning. I probably saw like 6 of them and in a little group. And oh, I need to remove that one. Yeah, I saw these, and then painted buntings. There was lots of those as well. So this was pretty exciting. So I'm gonna show you now my recordings from Merlin. So I went into Merlin, and I held my phone up in the air, and I held it in the air to see if it would record and identify the bird calls that I thought I was hearing. And sure enough, it picked them up. Let's take a look. Okay, so make sure you turn the volume all the way up for this. In the very beginning, you can hear like a cat and stuff, but okay. You hear that? Okay, that's a cat. But there's about to be a painted indigo bunting. Yep, that was an indigo bunting. And you're going to hear like a bobolink, you're going to hear warblers. There's another one, painted indigo bunting. You can hear some warbler calls. I think that's the bobolink that I heard. That's another bunting. Yeah, and this is outside at night. So you hear all those bird calls? Like, that's not something you're supposed to hear at night. So I knew there was a fallout going on. Listen really closely. Oh, there's another one, yep. Yeah, you can really hear it. And these were birds passing over us, like, I could see them right overhead. I probably saw about 10 or 15 flocks fall out that night.
Holy crap.
Here's me freaking out.
Where are they going? They just went over our head.
Yeah, see, there we go. There's me freaking out about the birds I saw falling out of the sky. I've never seen anything like it. It was amazing.
I can't believe that.
Let's see.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of hear them calling. Okay, let me go to the next one here. No, not this.
Me?
I don't think you can hear anything on this one.
Dang it.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go to the next one. No, not this one either. Okay, it's the last one. Yeah, it's this one. You hear that? Yeah, if you listen really closely, you can really hear the warbler calls and all the bird calls. It's nuts. It's crazy. Okay, so in the next part of this video is the actual recording of me outside in the dark. Oh, do you hear it? Yeah, turn your volume all the way up. I have it up as high as it can go, but you can hear bird calls, and then you can see me freaking out. Like, oh my, oh, did you hear it? That was a cat, but yeah, there's indigo bunting calls, warbler calls, bobolinks, common yellow throat.
Where are they going?
Yeah, this is me
just went over our
outside
head.
on my street. I'm literally watching migration fall out right before my eyes. It was nuts. It was a once in a lifetime experience. The cold front was pushing them down out of the sky, and I could see them falling out into the forest. Let's just listen. There's one. You can hear him.
There's another flock. Look! Oh my god, I can see it!
Yep, that's.
Oh my gosh, I wish my camera could pick it up.
I tried. I tried with like a night vision camera. You couldn't see it.
Did you see it? Oh my gosh.
So you can hear the birds calling back and forth. Yep, you can hear them really faint because they're up in the sky, but you can hear them.
And you can see them every time they pass and they fall. There's another one! There's another one! Oh my god, I see it! You see it? There's another flock! Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
It was so cool. It was magical.
There's another one! There's another one!
They were just falling out before my eyes.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! This is amazing!
Yeah, so this was a once in a lifetime experience. This was amazing. So I hope you could hear it. I could hear them calling. I was looking up in the clouds over my head. I kept seeing flocks of birds falling out of the sky, just multiple flocks falling out of the sky over and over again. It was about, like between 11 and 12 a.m. I mean 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. ish, 10:30 p.m. So yeah, and there was a cold front passing by, and then the next morning, there were birds everywhere. All the birds I heard that night, I saw. I could pick out the indigo bunting calls, and that morning, the next day, there were so many. There was warblers everywhere. There was just, it was just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was such an amazing fall migration this year. So I'll be giving you an update on what I found. It's just been so busy trying to report in the Facebook group about all my findings, trying to let everybody know what birds are around. So yeah, it was just crazy. So I wanted to share this with you guys, and I wanted to let you know that spring migration next year when it's coming, and then fall, of course, try this when there's a night that's expected to be a high migration night and there's a cold front coming through. Go outside and do this. Listen for the birds, look up in the sky, and you're going to see it. You're going to hear it. I never thought this was actually possible. I didn't think that this really could happen, but I got to witness migration at night myself. It was amazing. So get out there, try to do it. Like I said, spring migration's coming. Fall is pretty much over. But yeah, maybe this spring or this fall, you might have a chance to witness what I got to witness. So I feel so lucky to have seen it. It was amazing, and I hope you guys, enjoyed me sharing this experience with you. Thanks.